All right, welcome to the relationship show. This person writes this post. If you have to Google if the relationship is toxic, it probably is. In regards to that, I'd say define toxic. Toxic is used so often in just society talking about relationships, and like if anything goes wrong, it's like, oh, that's toxic, or that's toxic behavior. Just be careful on that, because oftentimes people say, oh, if it's a toxic relationship, you have to get out immediately. It's like, well, sometimes it's just a matter of people don't know how to usually communicate with the other sex. So it's like men don't really understand how to communicate with women, and then vice versa. Women don't really necessarily know how to communicate with men. Either that, or they just don't know how attraction works. So it's just like, check yourself on this too, because sometimes it's like, we'll just use this word toxic as a way to not really look at our own faults. It's like, oh, we always blame them for the situation. But it's like, sometimes it's like we are acting in ways, even though we don't realize it or know it, that don't cause the other person to be attracted to us, So it's like, defining toxic, I would say it has to do with, you're with a partner who knows your values and then compromises your values at will whenever they want. Has no really regret for that. Sometimes, well, they'll do things like cheat on you and then like lie and be, deceptive, and it's but the main thing is like compromising your values without regards towards you. And so it's kind of forcing you to live with this person who just constantly, really hurts you and compromises your values in that. And staying in that environment is what I would consider toxic. Um, but I think there's a big difference between being a toxic person and a toxic relationship versus just not knowing what you're doing. And so, check both options before you jump to conclusions, before you start Googling things and think you have the answer. Because a lot of this relationship, it takes time to learn, understand, be aware, and develop these skills, and then apply the skills. Um, so again, just check both options, check both possibilities. Is it you? Is it something that can be fixed in this relationship? Is it just like a small pattern that needs to be changed? Because oftentimes it's like the difference between success and failure in a relationship is just a few mistakes, and they can be really easily corrected. And when they are corrected, it's just like a light switch changes, in regards to the other person being attracted to him.